What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are basically going to continue our coverage over Grant Morrison's Batman run, where we actually do pick up with Batman Rest in Peace, of course, better known as Batman R.I.P. Now, of course, you may think that this is a storyline where Batman dies, but he doesn't. This is a storyline where basically it's a play on words where Batman quote unquote dies. And what I mean is that you have an evil organization known as the Black Glove that comes in and basically breaks down Batman mentally, where of course they kind of kill off the Batman persona. But here's the thing though, Batman is always prepared because he already prepared himself for the day where somebody could mentally control him and get rid of the Batman persona, where of course he had a second Batman persona made just in case to become Batman once again to keep Gotham safe, but to also keep himself safe as well. And so this is the ending of Batman Rest in Peace. And with that being said, it's Batman now going after the Black Glove. Now remember, when it comes to the Black Glove, it's basically like this rich organization that is right now being led by a character known as Dr. Hurt, who wants to get rid of Batman. And of course, when they come into Gotham, Gotham's crime has been an all-time low. There's hardly any crime left in Gotham. And that right there is very important to mention because you're basically saying that they're striking at the right time, where Batman is wondering what could possibly happen in Gotham with crime being almost technically gone. Now, in the opening pages of these final chapter, we actually do see the Black Glove right now holding an event. Now, this event is more of them kind of like inviting people to basically gamble. And of course, they're gambling on different things that are going on right now in this storyline. For example, the damsel in distress. And of course, the damsel in distress is Jezebel, the girlfriend of Bruce Wayne. Because when he was quote unquote captured, and Alfred, she was too, because she was in the Batcave. Now, of course, they're also gambling on different things, but that's the point. They're gambling. They're basically saying, here are the different things going on right now with Batman. Will he win here or lose here? Will he lose there or win here? You don't know, and that's the whole point of gambling on Batman at the moment. Now, that is the moment where we actually do pick up with the character known as La Bassu. And I really hope I'm saying his name correctly. But basically, La Bassu is one of the members of the Black Glove. Now, of course, right now, he's kind of like a doctor slash scientist. But either way, he has been the one who has been trying to recruit the Joker to actually join the Black Glove, which, of course, the Joker did. Now, I don't remember if I said it in my last video or not, but the Joker only joined the Black Glove for one reason, because the Black Glove promised him a Robin. Now, of course, not Dick Grayson, because Dick Grayson is Nightwing. No, he wants Tim Drake, because remember, by this point in DC Comics, this is right before the New 52, but right before Grant Morrison gives us Batman and Robin, where Tim Drake is Batman and Damian Wayne is Robin. But either way, it's basically Grant Morrison reminding us right now, the Joker is still in play here to help the Black Glove out. Now, that is the moment where we actually do pick up with Batman. Now, remember, Batman is right now known as the Batman R.I.P. And I really hope I pronounced that correctly as well, too. But this is another Batman persona that Batman basically had made for himself just in case the day comes where somebody was able to mentally play with Batman's mind and try to delete the Batman persona. And so it's kind of like a secondary Batman persona that he had put inside his brain just in case he's been under attack mentally. And so right now you have the Batman R.I.P. going around the Black Glove facility and taking out different members left and right, which of course makes sense because this is Batman trying to get rid of the Black Glove, but also trying to save Jezebel and Alfred as well. Now, I'm pretty sure at this moment right now, Batman has no idea that Nightwing has been captured. Yes, you heard that right, because at the very end of our last video, we found out that basically Nightwing was captured by the Black Glove. And so technically right now, the only Bat family member besides Bruce Wayne that's free right now is Tim Drake. And Tim Drake is getting some help right now to basically help Batman defeat the Black Glove. This storyline is about to get a whole lot bigger because remember, at the end of our last video, or really the last chapter in our last video, we saw Jim Gordon basically go over to the Wayne Manor. And the reason why, because Bruce Wayne and Jim Gordon, they're close friends. Now, with that being said, though, the reason why Jim went to Wayne Manor is because at the Gotham Gazette, which is basically kind of like the newspaper company for Gotham City, was about to publish a big story about Bruce Wayne and his entire family, which of course could have ruined their whole entire reputation. And so you had Jim going to Wayne Manor to basically warn Bruce Wayne about it. The problem is, though, when Jim got to Wayne Manor, it was a trap thanks to Black Glove. And of course, Jim's been trapped inside Wayne Manor trying to get away. Now, of course, while Jim is running around Wayne Manor trying to get away, and of course, he is almost killed, that is the moment where he's basically saved by no other than Talia al Ghul and Damian Wayne. So yes, you have Grant Morrison bringing in his favorite two characters around this time period for Batman comics. Now, of course, we actually do jump back over to Batman, and we do see Batman right now running around the facility looking for you-know-who, Jezebel. Now, of course, as he's going around, you actually do have Batman just going crazy and taking out members left and right. Now, here comes one thing, though, because as you have Bruce Wayne going down and trying to get closer and closer to basically Jezebel, that is the moment you have Batman find out that the Joker is there. And of course, is Grant Morrison leading up to the big battle between the Joker and Batman? Because remember, when it comes to Batman, his number one enemy will always be the Joker. Bane, a close 2. Heck, even Mr. Freeze, number 3 possibly. Or Ra's al Ghul, number 4. I don't know. Either way, your number 1 will always be Joker. And so this is Grant Morrison finally giving us a Batman versus Joker storyline in his run. And of course, it does lead into a battle between Batman and Joker. Now, of course, this is a battle we have seen so many times in DC Comics, but I really like this battle a lot. And the reason why, because even though this is the Joker, and the Joker has done a lot of crazy things over the years in DC Comics, so technically he always been sick, this is an even sicker Joker. Because this is a Joker right now who's more ruthless. He's crazier. But of course, right now, he's helping the Black Glove get what they want, but also what he wants. Now, with the Joker, for him, it's not really about killing Batman, but really more of messing with Batman. Now, of course, with Black Glove, it's more of actually killing Batman off. And so with that being said, I want you to realize what I just said right there. This is the Joker who's right now just helping Black Glove to mess with Batman. That's it. He's not here to kill Batman. He's only here to mess with Batman. But while the two characters fight against one another, of course you do have Batman being able to actually defeat the Joker. Now, let's not forget, though, this is Batman trying to save Jezebel. And so right now you have Batman realize with the Joker kind of out of the way, not really, he can basically save Jezebel. But while you have Batman begin the process of saving the woman that he actually cares for, that is the moment you have the Joker tell Batman what's going on with the room that Jezebel is actually in. That right now you have a bunch of rose petals getting ready to fall. Now, these rose petals are black and red. And what you have the Joker tell Batman is that they're basically lethal, meaning that when they fall on Jezebel, she is going to die. And that right there is very huge. And so basically you have Batman rushing over to save the woman he loves. Now, if I was actually doing this series correctly, I mean, I am, but like breaking it apart in 2 videos, this right here would have been the perfect cliffhanger. And what I mean by that is while you have Batman breaking into the room to save Jezebel from the petals that Joker's going to use, that is the moment you have Batman actually begin to have a mental breakdown, because that is the moment Batman realized that basically Jezebel is part of the Black Glove. She was part of all of this. The Black Glove basically planted her there to help her get rid of Batman. It was all their master plan, and Batman can't believe the woman that he was slowly falling in love with was actually trying to kill him. Now, that is the moment where you basically have Batman wake up. And when Batman wakes up after being knocked out by the Black Glove, he realized where he's at the moment. He realized that he's somewhere where it's completely dark. And that is the moment you have Batman realize that he has been buried alive. It's the Black Glove thinking that they have basically won the battle, that they have won by defeating Batman and burying him alive in a casket. Now, that is the moment where we basically get this flashback. Now, this flashback is going to be very important. And the reason why, because we actually pick up with Bruce Wayne right now at the Tibetan monastery. Now, of course, he's talking to a monk after Bruce Wayne had just completed the Thorgal ritual. Now, the ritual is not really important. What is important is that this is the moment we see how self-aware Batman truly is. And what I mean by that is you have Batman actually talking to a monk at this place. And Batman is telling the monk how basically he went through an experiment with Dr. Hurt. Now, of course, remember, Batman met Dr. Hurt years ago, where Dr. Hurt was running some kind of experiment, some space drug. And Batman basically volunteered to test the space drug out. Now, of course, it gave Dr. Hurt the perfect chance to plant different mental things in Bruce Wayne's mind to use down the road to basically break Batman. Now, of course, we saw that in the first part of Batman R.I.P, because that led to Batman being prepared and creating another persona just in case somebody attacks his mind mentally. And so you have Batman actually telling the monk that what he did after being with Dr. Hurt was created another Batman persona. But while talking to the monk, that is the moment you have the monk tell Batman that basically he poisoned Bruce Wayne's cup. And so Bruce Wayne in the past was supposed to die. But of course we know Batman did not die, because this took place in the past, and the present day Batman's still around. Now, that is the moment where we actually do jump over to Tim Drake, because remember, Tim Drake is Robin at this point in DC Comics. Besides that, in this storyline so far, Tim Drake is the only person in the Bat family who is technically free at the moment. But of course, he's being chased down by some members of the Black Glove who basically want to get rid of him. And so right now you have Tim Drake trying his best to basically defend himself against these guys. But it does look like for a brief moment that Tim Drake is about to leave. But that is the moment you have Tim Drake actually be saved by a group of characters known as the Club of Heroes. Now, the Club of Heroes are basically, these are different heroes from around the world who basically kind of got started thanks to Batman in a way. But either way, this is them coming into Gotham because Tim Drake actually called for help in our last video, and those guys right there answered the call to basically help Batman and Robin save Gotham. Now, we do actually jump back over to the past once again with that flashback where we basically pick up with Batman with that monk, where the monk actually thought that he had poisoned Bruce Wayne to kill Bruce Wayne. But you have Bruce Wayne tell the monk that no, he's not poisoned. That basically Bruce Wayne realized that something was wrong with his drink, and so he switched the drinks around. And so actually the monk is the one that got poisoned, which of course makes sense because, like I said earlier, if this took place in the past and Bruce Wayne was supposed to die, we know he did not die because in the present day, Homeboy is still around. Now, that is the moment where we basically pick back up in the present day, where you basically right now have the Black Glove thinking that they have actually won, that they have actually defeated Batman. He's buried alive. There's no way he'll be able to break free. Now, of course, when the Black Glove actually go back into their house, they are confronted by the Joker. Now, remember, the Joker technically did join the Black Glove, but not at the same time. But either way, this is the Joker reminding us and telling Black Glove that he knows Batman oh so well. That basically right now, this is the Joker wanting to make a bet. Double or nothing, that Batman will basically break free from that coffin to get revenge against the Black Glove. And this is the Joker telling the Black Glove, you may have thought you won. You may have thought that you were actually going to win this. But honestly, no, you're not going to. Now, you could technically say this is the Joker somewhat helping out Batman because the Black Glove did not give Joker what he wanted, which was a Robin. And so you could technically say that basically right now, this is a Joker who's kind of like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to let Batman pop out. And I'm going to let Batman basically destroy you guys because you did not basically give me what I wanted, which was a Robin. Now, that is the moment where we actually do jump back over to Arkham Asylum. And the reason why, because remember, Nightwing has been captured. He's being held there. Now, with that being said, though, that is the moment you have Labasu coming back to do some brain surgery on Nightwing. The problem is, though, the drugs they use to keep Nightwing sedative, well, those drugs are not working anymore, meaning that Nightwing basically wakes up. And so this begins the downfall of the Black Glove. Tim Drake has met the rest of the Club of Heroes. Nightwing has just woken up. That only leaves Batman left. Where, of course, when we do jump over to Batman, you have Batman basically breaking out of the grave. The Joker knew that what the Black Glove thought they were going to do to Batman was not going to work. That basically Batman was not going to stay dead. That Batman was going to find a way out because Batman always does. And that is why I said earlier, when it comes to Joker, Joker knows Batman oh so well because Joker said he has tried so many times to kill Batman, but unfortunately he always fell. And because of that, Batman had basically driven Joker insane because Joker is always trying to kill Batman. And so Joker is telling Black Glove, y'all messed up. Y'all really thought by burying Batman, y'all won, but you lost. And so now you have Tim Drake Robin with the Club of Heroes. Nightwing woken up. Batman has basically came out of the grave. And now this begins the downfall of the Black Glove. Now, this is the moment where you have Grant Morrison tell us the Batman we all know and love is back. He's back and ready to go. This is a Batman who's ready to basically stop the Black Glove. He's ready to stop Jezebel. This is a Batman who's just on a rampage to bring this entire organization to their knees. And I love it so much. Now, here comes my favorite part, because you have Batman actually be confronted by Jezebel. And remember, she's part of the Black Glove, but she actually thought that she made Batman fall in love with her. Keyword, thought. because she's all like, I'm the last woman you're ever going to love. Because she thought, because she technically did mess around with his mind so much that she kind of helped to break him down to the point where he'll no longer fall in love with any other woman. You have Batman say, ha, you're funny. You know what? By the way, I want you to thank Alfred for the acting class to say that Batman never loved Jezebel, that he was acting this entire time, which I find hilarious. But either way, it's Batman saying, honey, you thought I liked you, but in reality, I did not. Now, of course, that is the moment you do have Nightwing appear. And when Nightwing does appear, that's when Batman realized, okay, cool, Nightwing's here to help me out. Everything should be okay now because I got my backup right here. And you have Nightwing all like, yeah, I'm here to help out too. Like, the original dynamic duo is back and it is amazing. Now, of course, we actually have to jump back over to Tim Drake because right now, Tim Drake is with the Club of Heroes. But this is Tim Drake getting ready to basically join Nightwing and Batman to, of course, stop the Black Glove. It's the Bat family coming together. It's about to be the end of the Black Glove completely here. And the reason why I say the Bat family is coming together, this is hilarious. But you basically have the Joker thinking that he is going to get away by stealing an ambulance. But while he's driving away, that is the moment where he's actually hit off the road by Damian Wayne. Because Damian is driving a Batmobile. It's hilarious to me. Now, the next section is basically Batman fighting against Dr. Hurt. Now, this is Dr. Hurt just trying to get away from Batman, but while trying to get away from Batman, you have Dr. Hurt continue to try his best to play some kind of mind games on Batman. At the same time, you could possibly say that the mental state for Dr. Hurt is also falling apart. It really does seem like maybe Dr. Hurt, when he's saying these different things, actually believe these things to be true in some way. But at the same time, it's still Dr. Hurt trying to play mind games. Like, for example, there's a moment where you have Dr. Hurt actually call himself Thomas Wayne. Like, he is actually Thomas Wayne himself, even though we know that he's not. But in reality, he's just saying things left and right. But while you have Batman and Dr. Hurt fighting against one another, it basically leads into the helicopter that they were on falling down and exploding. And so we are left to believe that there's a possibility that Batman is actually dead. And that right there is very huge to say. Now, there is one more page I do want to cover, and that is basically the death of Jezebel. And what I mean is that you actually do have Jezebel flying away on a plane, where she thinks that she is going to basically get away free and not be blamed for anything at all. The problem is, though, as her plane is flying away, that is the moment her plane is attacked by an army of man-bats. And that should remind you about Talia al Ghul man-bat army. Of course, they go ahead and kill off Jezebel. Now, this is where I basically tell you guys there is another story where we actually do see the return of Bruce Wayne. Like, yes, he did quote unquote die at the end of this story. And so we could technically cover the 2-part storyline that shows us how Batman comes back into Gotham and he is okay once again. But honestly, I don't want to do that. Instead, we're going to go ahead and jump into Final Crisis, because Final Crisis is a huge thing when it comes to Batman or Grant Morrison's Batman run, because he does use Final Crisis to kind of do different things in DC Comics, but also to kind of shake up the Batman landscape. And of course, everybody knows what happens in Final Crisis that basically does change up the whole Batman landscape. But with that being said, though, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.